Hello and good early Friday afternoon. Friday. Um, uh, I am sorry to be a little bit delayed on my third vlog. Um, to start, I just want to be open and say um, I know to anticipate the part that's coming up a bit, and um, it's a painted picture, heart. It is art, um, of me and how they saw me during my progression while I was in care, and also fix my screen a bit. Ooh, that's really close. Also, it's leaving me feeling a bit exposed, so I actually want to share a bit of art before I start reading, and this is a piece my partner Joey Vardy made, and it's absolutely exceptional. It's fine heart. I believe art is very sacred. It's a creation in itself. It's an expression of permanency, of legacy, of words in a picture form and visual. So he one day asked me for just a regular shirt because he decided he would make his own canvas. And he certainly did. And then the back side actually has book pages on it. There's also blood and screwdriver bits and golden antique framed flakes all on it. It's quite stunning, really, and we both call it Belle Expose, which is beautiful exposure. And that is what I am trying to allow for this experience to be. But I do have my own footnotes, and these are my truths and my memories to the story. There's still moss on this guy and screws. These are handmade shoes that I salvaged out of a dump in Rockwood, actually, so they're quite the antique as well. Speaking of salvaging, today I went on my first mushroom hunt, and successful mushroom hunt, might I add. I've been on mushroom hunts, but we found some edibles. And it's as big as my head, and there's a couple more. So that was really neat to do today. Now to kind of dive into the reading, I suppose. We're on page 4 of 7, so we're getting there. And I'm still using my purple pen for sexual assault awareness for May. So we just reviewed that I had begun play therapy, and I continued it when I moved to Orangeville. So, beginning where we left off. In a therapy report dated July 25th, 2002, Miss Cameron, my therapist, recommended that therapy sessions continue in order to provide you with continuity amidst all of the transitions you are experiencing at that time, particularly with the added academic pressures which were expected during the coming school year, along with the onset of pre-adolescence. So there was added academic pressures, footnote, because I had missed, during my transitions of 10 homes, I was out of school for a period of almost 6 months, of grade 4. So I was very behind on cursive writing, I remember, and other things like that. Further, Ms. Cameron highlighted the need for you to continue to receive therapeutic support around familial issues. Her report also stated that I received counseling throughout my adolescence years, and this was something that was completely avoided and not at all addressed, and would have been very, very helpful for me, I believe, to have access to. On July 10th, 2001, and September 18th, 2001, you had a psychological assessment completed with Dr. Maureen Joyce. Dr. Joyce reported that you required a warm, caring, and consistent environment where you could count on your caregivers to recognize your needs, understand your behaviors as it related to those needs, and respond in ways that were not reactive or rejecting of you. Further, Dr. Joyce recommended that your caregivers provide you with support and nurturance while offering alternative and more effective ways to cope and handle life situations. I can honestly state that none of those recommendations were followed through with during my time with CAS. And on December 11th, 2002, me, became a Crown Ward. In a final therapy report from Ms. Cameron dated February 26, 2003, it was recommended that you continue to work on your self-expression, social skills, and self-esteem as you transitioned into adolescence. It was also recommended that as an adolescent, you be given more opportunities to provide input and to have choices with regard to access with your family in order to alleviate past feelings of powerlessness, cycles of rejection, and loss. It wasn't until grade 12 that Mary, my foster mother, and I discussed, and she brought to my awareness that I potentially had my father's contact information, and I reached out and contacted him. So just major issues here that kind of built up and had a huge impact on me and are still impacting my relationship with my fabulous father, Paul Lazowski, to this day. So that's unfortunate. During this time in your life, you were described as being mature, affectionate, and well-mannered. You thrived when given attention and were made to feel safe and secure. You also worked very hard to fit in during social situations and did well overall with this. Presentation, as I said, is preservation, and that's always been a focal point for me. So you can see that all through my life. You were also observed to become withdrawn and tearful when you felt that you were being made fun of or felt self-conscious. However, you were bright and cheerful most of the time, could talk about any feelings of sadness you were experiencing. You also demonstrated significant growth while living with your foster family in Orangeville and displayed a lot of motivation and satisfaction with your schooling. I am the most passionate learner. I still learn. I still have a bajillion and 12 books all over my room and the floor. They're everywhere. They're handy. I love to teach myself to spend time gaining knowledge. Your foster family described you as friendly and outgoing and cooperative. Bonus. There is a lot of rules. I'll explain some. Like, if I was to get a credit card, I wouldn't have a family any longer. If I was to get pregnant, I wouldn't have a family any longer. Um, these were rules set in place to keep me behaving and performing in a certain manner. You were also described as having a willingness to try anything and possessed a determination that you could complete any task once you put your mind to it. In 2000, I still believe that. In 2006, you successfully completed grade 8 and commenced your high school education at Orangeville District Secondary School, where I met some of the best people I know and still know to this day, and they know who they are, so thank you. In 2007, you were supported in being confirmed as a Catholic. As you moved forward in your life, it was clear that your faith was important to you and that it helped to shape some of the decisions that you made in your life daily. I think I was definitely looking for guidance at that time, and that's where that fit in. Over time, you would become involved with Life Teen Group and the worship band. I played piano. And form a confiding relationship with your youth minister. Your foster family was also quite involved with the church and attended Mass with you on Sundays. Funny thing about the church, when I disappeared, there was no follow-up or check-ins either. So it was very much a letting go of me. I hope people can understand, and I have struggled terribly with dissociation since remembering my trauma, and that impacts my ability to communicate and keep lasting and meaningful relationships, which is unfortunate. But please, for everybody out there who supports me and believes in me, please know you have my love also, and my lack of communication, this is an important reason behind my vlog series, actually, is to reconnect and inform those who are very important in my life still to this day, who may not know it as much as they should. Okay, in 2010, you successfully completed your high school education and were awarded the Sportsmanship Award for your efforts on the volleyball team. I loved sports. I also played rugby. You were also a successful recipient of the Peel CAS Police Bursary and the OACAS Rona Scholarship. At the time, you planned to remain with your foster family until September, when you moved on to Bishop's University, located in Sherbrooke, Quebec. While at university, you plan to study criminology and law policy with the long term of becoming an RCMP officer. On September 4th, 2010, you transitioned to living independently and continued to receive supportive services from the Society while attending your post-secondary school programs. You reportedly were taking a double major at the time in sociology with a concentration in criminology, as well as sports studies with a concentration in health. For recreation, you enjoyed ladies rugby team, as well as the volleyball club and intramural volleyball team at the university. I loved first year at Bishop's and made some of my best friends there as well. One thing it doesn't mention in here is that during my summers, I have a lot of contacts that I made as well. I spent at Olympia Sports Camp, and they has shaped me, and my experiences there still have shaped me today and still keep me fighting every day. So I'm going to stop the vlog there for today, guys. Thank you for watching, if you watched, and for being with me in my recoverings. We will be back to it next time. Only 2 more pages to go. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste. Much love.